Hi, this is Brad Constantine, and this is a podcast recording of the Old Testament. Although this is not an official recording of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, every effort's been made to be as doctrinally accurate as possible. I'll be using for the text the Joseph Smith translation of the Old Testament, along with many commentaries from general authorities of the Church, BYU professors, Bible scholars, and others. This format will be very detailed, and so if you want a deep analysis of the Old Testament, you come to the right place. Thanks for your attendance. Hello there, welcome back. This will be for Hosea chapter 2. I'm going to read the heading first. Worshipping false gods brings severe judgments upon Israel. In the last days they shall be reconciled to God and become his people. Verse 1, Say ye unto your brethren, Ami, i.e. my people, and to your sisters, Ruhamah, having obtained mercy, or those who obtain mercy, plead with your mother, the nation Israel, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from before her breasts. Lest I strip her naked, and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, the captivity, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. As the marriage covenant has been violated by her, the husband is no longer under obligation to support her. And I will not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms, idolaters, illegitimate children, so the husband has no obligation for them. Verse 5, For their mother hath played the harlot, she that conceived them hath done shamefully, for she said, I will go after my lovers, that give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, mine oil and my drink. Priests or priestesses and idols of the Canaanite temples, or in the larger sense, any person one loves more than God. Verses 5 through 9 and 13, bread, corn, wool, jewels, worldly values, and treasures, she thinks she gets her wealth from the nations around her, not from God. Verse 6, Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns, and make a wall, that she shall not find her paths, they shall not escape judgment. And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them, and she shall seek them, but shall not find them. Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband, for then it was better with me than now. Unless Israel puts aside her harlotries and reforms, she will meet with stern action. For her gross sins she will be checked and punished, and thus learn in the crucible of bitter experiences that her husband means more to her than she at first supposed. Verse 8, For she did not know that I gave her corn or grain, and wine and oil, and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. It was God who had blessed her. They were using their God-bestowed wealth to serve idols. Therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will recover my wool and my flax given to cover her nakedness. The covenant is revoked, and the blessings are taken away. And now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, Israel's allies, and none shall deliver her out of mine hand. Her allies can't defend Israel. I will cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. Israel will not be able to worship in captivity. And I will destroy her vines and her fig trees, whereof she hath said, These are my rewards that my lovers have given me, and I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the field shall eat them. And I will visit upon her the days of Balaam, wherein she burned incense to them, and she decked herself with her earrings, or nose jewels, and her jewels, and she went after her lovers and forgat me, saith the Lord. The Lord heaps covenant cursings on Israel to humiliate her in the eyes of the nations. Therefore, behold, I will allure her, Jehovah still cares for her and will try to win her back, and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. He will take her aside privately. Jehovah's steadfast affection for Israel, despite her waywardness through the years, is shown in attempts to woo her again. 15, And I will give her her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Achor, or i.e. trouble, a rich valley north of Jericho near Gilgal. The Lord will restore her to great blessings. For a door of hope, and she shall sing there, as in the days of her youth, and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be at that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me Ishi, that's Hebrew for my husband, and shalt call me no more Baali, and that's Hebrew for my master. Eventually Israel will accept God as her Lord and her true husband. For I will take away the names of Balaam out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. His tender and compassionate wooing will result in Israel's eventual return to the fold. No longer will she indulge in the vicious Canaanite immoralities mentioned so frequently in chapter 2. Verse 18, and in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground, and I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and will make them to lie down safely. Animals will not injure them, and they will be safe from robbers and nightly alarm. Verse 19, and I will betroth thee unto me forever. The fullness of the new and everlasting covenant restored to Israel in the latter days, and the eternal blessings that will result from Israel's faithful marriage to Jehovah. Yea, and I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness, in other words, lawfully, and in judgment, or fit and becoming, and in loving kindness, affection, and in mercies, forgiving. And I will betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know the Lord. No more infidelity. And I will come, and it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Lord, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth. In other words, rain will come. And the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. Hebrew for God shall sow. The downtrodden and poor Israel, like the Jezreel valley, they have great potential, and will be resown and made fruitful by the Lord. Verse 23, and I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy, and I will say to them, Lo Ami, which were not my people, thou art my people, and thou shalt say, Thou art my God. Jehovah affirms that in the latter days Israel shall be highly blessed, and the covenant renewed between them that existed at the first. So that's the end of the chapter, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Hope you come back. See ya.